Picture a world where the earth seems to overflow with bountiful resources, verdant forests, crystal-clear rivers, and thriving cities. For centuries, human civilization has flourished on this apparent abundance, with the natural world providing everything needed for survival and progress. Our ancestors lived in harmony with their environment, relying on what the land, water, and skies offered. However, as we progressed, so did our appetite for these resources, which began to strain the very foundations of our prosperity. Our modern history is deeply intertwined with the exploitation of Earth's resources. From the dawn of agriculture to the age of exploration and through the Industrial Revolution, we have continuously tapped into the planet's reserves. The Industrial Revolution, in particular, marked a significant turning point. Innovations in technology and the rise of factories accelerated human consumption of natural resources at an unprecedented rate. Imagine the bustling cities of the 19th century, with their coal-powered factories and steam engines symbolizing progress. The demand for raw materials surged, leading to extensive mining operations, deforestation, and the extraction of fossil fuels. These resources fueled economic growth, technological advancements, and improved living standards for many. However, this rapid industrialization also set in motion the overconsumption patterns that have continued to this day. In this era of seemingly endless growth, the illusion of abundance persisted. The planet's resources appeared vast and inexhaustible, leading to a mindset that we could continue consuming without consequence. This illusion is now shattering as we confront the reality of resource depletion, a crisis that threatens the very fabric of our existence. Chapter 2: The Thirsty Planet. Water is the lifeblood of our planet, essential for all forms of life. Yet despite its importance, fresh water is becoming increasingly scarce. Every living organism relies on water to survive, from the smallest microbe to the largest mammal. It's crucial for drinking, agriculture, industry, and sanitation. However, the availability of clean, accessible fresh water is diminishing at an alarming rate. Consider the startling statistics. Approximately 2/3 of the global population experiences severe water scarcity for at least 1 month each year. Visualize the drying rivers, shrinking lakes, and parched landscapes that are becoming more common worldwide. The once mighty Aral Sea, for instance, has nearly vanished due to excessive water diversion for irrigation, leaving behind a desolate wasteland. The impacts of freshwater depletion are profound and multifaceted. Desertification, the process by which fertile land turns into desert, is spreading in regions like sub-Saharan Africa and Central Asia. This environmental degradation leads to the loss of biodiversity, as plants and animals that once thrived in these areas can no longer survive. Agricultural productivity declines, threatening food security and livelihoods for millions of people. Humanitarian crises are becoming more frequent and severe as water becomes scarce. In many parts of the world, communities are already facing conflicts over water resources. Disputes between farmers, industries, and urban areas are intensifying. Water-related displacement is on the rise, with people forced to leave their homes in search of reliable water sources. Health crises also emerge as inadequate access to clean water leads to the spread of diseases like cholera and dysentery. The situation is dire, and the need for sustainable water management has never been more urgent. Innovative solutions such as desalination, rainwater harvesting, and efficient irrigation techniques are essential to address this crisis. Additionally, protecting and restoring natural water sources, such as wetlands and forests, can help maintain the balance of our planet's water cycle. Chapter 3: The Hunger for Energy. Fossil fuels, oil, coal, and natural gas have been the backbone of modern civilization, powering industries, transportation, and homes. These energy sources have driven economic growth and technological advancements, but their overconsumption comes at a significant cost. Visualize the sprawling oil rigs extracting crude oil from beneath the ocean floor, the deep coal mines burrowing into the earth, and the extensive network of gas pipelines transporting natural gas across continents. These images represent the vast infrastructure and reliance on fossil fuels that have shaped our world. The environmental consequences of burning fossil fuels are profound and far-reaching. Climate change, driven by greenhouse gas emissions, is causing global temperatures to rise. This leads to more frequent and severe weather events, such as hurricanes, floods, and droughts. The melting of polar ice caps and glaciers contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities and ecosystems. Air pollution, another byproduct of fossil fuel combustion, poses a severe threat to public health. Pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter contribute to respiratory diseases, cardiovascular problems, and premature deaths. Cities with heavy traffic and industrial activity often experience smog and poor air quality. impacting the health and well-being of their inhabitants. The oceans, too, are suffering. Excess carbon dioxide absorbed by seawater leads to ocean acidification, which harms marine life, particularly shellfish and coral reefs. These changes in ocean chemistry disrupt marine ecosystems, threatening biodiversity and the livelihoods of those who depend on fishing and tourism. In response to these challenges, the race for alternative energy sources is underway. Renewable energy technologies such as solar, wind, and geothermal offer promising solutions. Solar panels harness the sun's energy to generate electricity, while wind turbines convert wind power into usable energy. Geothermal energy taps into the Earth's internal heat to produce power. However, transitioning to renewable energy presents its own set of challenges. Solar and wind power are intermittent, depending on weather conditions and time of day. Advancements in energy storage, such as batteries, are needed to ensure a reliable supply. Geothermal energy is location-dependent, requiring suitable geological conditions. Additionally, the initial investment for renewable infrastructure can be significant, posing economic challenges for some regions. Despite these obstacles, the shift towards renewable energy is essential for a sustainable future. Governments, businesses, and individuals must invest in and support clean energy technologies. Policies that promote renewable energy adoption, reduce carbon emissions, and encourage energy efficiency are crucial. By embracing sustainable energy solutions, we can reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and mitigate the environmental impacts of energy consumption. Chapter 4. Digging Deeper, the Mineral Dilemma. Mineral resources are the building blocks of modern technology. From smartphones to electric cars, our gadgets and devices rely on minerals like lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements. Visualize the massive mining operations that extract these valuable resources from the earth. However, mining comes with significant environmental and social costs. Deforestation and habitat destruction are common byproducts of mining activities, leading to loss of biodiversity and ecosystem degradation. Pollution from mining operations contaminates soil and water, posing health risks to local communities. Human rights abuses, including exploitative labor practices and displacement of indigenous peoples, are often associated with mining projects. The concept of peak minerals refers to the point at which the extraction of a particular mineral becomes economically unsustainable due to depletion of high-quality deposits. As easily accessible mineral resources are exhausted, mining operations must dig deeper and in more challenging environments, increasing costs and environmental impact. The growing demand for minerals, driven by technological advancements and the transition to renewable energy, exacerbates the threat of resource scarcity. Chapter 5. The Ripple Effects. Resource depletion doesn't occur in isolation. It creates ripple effects that impact interconnected systems. For instance, water scarcity affects food production and agriculture, leading to reduced crop yields and higher food prices. This can trigger economic instability as countries reliant on agricultural exports face financial difficulties. The Arab Spring, a series of uprisings in the Middle East and North Africa, was partly fueled by rising food prices and economic hardship, illustrating the far-reaching consequences of resource depletion. Global trade is also affected. Countries rich in resources wield significant geopolitical power, while those reliant on imports face vulnerability. The rare earth crisis of the early 2010s highlighted this dynamic. China, the dominant producer of rare earth elements, restricted exports, causing global supply disruptions and highlighting the strategic importance of these minerals. Geopolitical tensions over resources are not new. Water disputes, such as those in the Nile River Basin and the Tigris-Euphrates River system, have the potential to escalate into conflicts. The water wars of the future may see nations clashing over access to this essential resource. The interdependence of resources means that depletion in one area can have cascading effects, disrupting economies, societies, and international relations. Chapter 6. A World Out of Balance. We are living in a state of overshoot, consuming resources faster than the Earth can replenish them. Our ecological footprint, the measure of how much of the Earth's resources each person consumes, reveals a stark disparity between developed and developing nations. Wealthier countries consume far more resources per capita, contributing disproportionately to resource depletion and environmental degradation. This imbalance has profound implications. Developing nations, often those most affected by resource scarcity, lack the means to cope with its consequences. The disparity exacerbates global inequalities, creating a vicious cycle of poverty, environmental degradation, and social unrest. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. We are living on borrowed time, and the window for meaningful action is rapidly closing. Chapter 7. Changing course. To address resource depletion, we must shift from a culture of consumption to one of sustainability. This change begins with individual choices. Reducing waste, conserving water and energy, and supporting sustainable businesses are all steps we can take. Simple actions like using reusable products, minimizing energy consumption, and being mindful of our water usage can collectively make a significant impact. Technological solutions also play a crucial role. Innovations in resource efficiency, recycling, and the circular economy offer promising pathways to sustainability. The circular economy, in particular, emphasizes designing products for longevity, reusability, and recyclability, reducing the demand for raw materials. Advances in recycling technologies allow us to recover valuable resources from waste, minimizing environmental impact. Chapter 8. Collective action. Individual efforts are important, but collective action is essential for large-scale change. Governments and international organizations have a critical role in promoting sustainable resource management. Regulations, policies, and incentives can encourage businesses and individuals to adopt sustainable practices. For example, subsidies for renewable energy, strict pollution controls, and conservation mandates can drive significant progress. Community-led initiatives also make a difference. Local projects for water conservation, renewable energy, and resource sharing foster a sense of ownership and empowerment. Education and awareness campaigns can inform and inspire individuals to make sustainable choices. Empowering communities to take action creates a ripple effect, spreading sustainability practices and values. Chapter 9. A Sustainable Future. Envision a world where resource depletion is no longer a threat. This world prioritizes regenerative development, where resources are not only conserved but restored and replenished. Examples of regenerative practices include reforestation projects, sustainable agriculture, and the restoration of degraded ecosystems. These efforts not only address resource depletion but also enhance biodiversity and ecosystem health. Inspiring examples of communities and businesses leading the way provide hope. From cities implementing zero-waste initiatives to companies embracing circular economy principles, these pioneers demonstrate that sustainability is achievable. By following their lead, we can create a future where resources are used responsibly and the environment is preserved for future generations. The future is in our hands. By understanding the gravity of resource depletion and taking meaningful action, we can choose a sustainable path. Together, we can build a world where resources are abundant, ecosystems thrive, and humanity prospers in harmony with nature. Let's make the choice for sustainability today. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of resource depletion. If you found this video informative and engaging, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on environmental issues and sustainability. Let's work together to create a brighter, more sustainable future.